So we need to understand that God meets our needs. But God meeting our needs is not the core message of salvation. Now, what is salvation? Salvation is the work of God in rescuing man from damnation or destruction and restoration to wholeness and soundness. It is a very great betrayal for a church not to be teaching on salvation. We hardly hear John 3:16 on our pulpit. We hardly hear Romans 6:23 on our pulpit. We hardly hear Romans 3:23 on our pulpits today. So the Christian gets very dim glare of, because the understanding in the scriptures has not been well epitomized to that believer. Salvation is a very important key subject of the Bible. The Greek, when you read about salvation, or the word to save, is soteria, or what we call sozo, S-O-Z-O. Now, the word salvation in the Greek means to rescue or to deliver. To save also means to preserve or to keep in safety. So salvation means rescue, deliverance, preservation, and safety. Because you see, there are many Christians who are disappointed in God, and the reason is because they have not understood the root of the message of salvation and the roots of Christianity. Why did Jesus die? Can someone answer that? Why did Jesus die? To save us from sin. I can give you so many scriptures. Let's look at Matthew 1:21. He says, "She shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Jesus, for he shall save his people from..." If you think that Jesus Christ came to give you a new job, or to give you a car, or to give you a house, or to give you promotion, or to give you marriage, we mar the integrity of salvation, because that is not the primary reason why Jesus came. Listen, before Jesus came, there were rich people. Before Jesus came, there were people who owned houses. Before Jesus came, there were people who had farms, businesses, great men of agriculture. There were people who were employed. There were people who were traveling. But there was something that was common to every man that no one could escape. That thing is called what? Sin. So before Jesus came, there were some who had money, some did not have money. So if Jesus came to give us money, by the time he came, there were people who had money already, which means they didn't need Jesus. Are you following? But there was a universal problem. If the challenge was to give man land, if Jesus came and you own a land, do you need him? No. But there was a universal problem that was common to every man, and the problem was sin. For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. Romans chapter 5, the verse 12. Let's look at some few scriptures here. Look, the Bible says, "Wherefore, as by one man what entered? Sin entered into the world. And what? Death by that sin. And so what happened? Death passed upon all men, for that all sinned." Not because all sinned physically. All sinned because of who? One man. And look. So the Bible says sin entered into the world, and death by sin. So what produced death? So if I came to deal with sins, can I deal with death? So the main issue and reason why Jesus came was to deal with sin, because look, sin brought shame. Sin brought death. Sin brought separation from God. Sin brought damnation. Sin brought judgment. Sin brought sickness. If God is to save you from sin, is there a possibility he can save you from death? Is there a possibility he can save you from condemnation? Is there a possibility he can save you from judgment? So you see, when we deal with the problem of sin, we have dealt with the root problem of man.